Morning everybody, this is a video to show you how to bring into Design Space the SVG to cut a really large gift bag that looks like a handbag. This SVG has actually been out a while. I thought I'd already made a video but I haven't, and I think I probably should, because there's a couple of little tricks I can show you about it. Okay, so this is how it comes in. Looks a little bit daunting because there are so many parts, but actually it's quite simple. So we'll start off by converting the score lines, and as usual with my SVGs, all the lines that need converting to scores live in this first group in your layers panel, and you select that group by clicking on the second line down in your layers panel, which is just the name of the group, and it selects everything in it. So once you've clicked on that second line down, go over to your operations menu, click on basic cut and go down to score. And you can see that those lines that needed converting have been converted to dashed lines now. Oops, while they are still selected, you need to click on ungroup. That's really important. Don't forget that step, like I nearly did then. Second step is to click on the second group in your layers panel. Again, just click on the name of the group. You can tell it's the name of the group because it has that little arrow at the left hand side of it. And all you need to do here is click on ungroup. And the third and final step, as with any multi-part SVG that has score lines, you need to select everything on screen and ungroup a third time. So I always just click right at the top of the layers panel, which selects everything on screen, and hit the ungroup button a third time. 3 ungroups, ideally in that order, and then things don't jump around. Okay, so now the next step is to attach all the score lines to the individual pieces that they relate to. It's quite important to do the pieces individually, otherwise you'll get a message saying that the project's too big for Cricut. I get a lot of inquiries about that. So, quickest way to do that, click on screen somewhere near a piece, drag a box to touch it and its scores, and go back to your layers panel and choose attach. If you're on PC, you can also do Alt-A, which is a little bit quicker. You don't have to move your cursor around quite as much. Again, you just select it, over to your layers panel and click attach, unless you're going to use that shortcut. These are just a trim, so there are no score lines there. We'll just get those out of the way. This is the tiny tag for the ribbon, and it does have just one little score line showing you where to fold it. So we need to attach that, and then we'll just move all those out of the way. This is the zip assembly, and on the bit that you fold over to thread through the handle, there is just a little score line there, so you need to attach that one, and then we'll just pick up and move all those. This is the very base of the bag. These are the wall sections, and they go around the corner of the bag. Can you see how it's got rounded corners at the front? So it comes down. This serrated piece is like that, so it can bend and go around the corner of the bag, and then this joins on like that. You don't need to worry about that. You get a PDF of instructions showing you how to do it, so you don't really need to know that in the video. That's the pocket liner. There are no scores there. This is the trim for the front of the bag, just sits on like that, so there are no scores there. We'll just move those. These pieces are the front and the back of the bag, and although there are no scores here, we do need to attach all these little tiny cuts. If I just zoom in, you can see these tiny cuts just show you where to put the handles, and this one shows you where to start attaching the bag wall. So it's quite important, whoops, let me just zoom out, yeah, that we get all those little cuts attached together. Like that. Right. So I've ranged, you get 2 pairs of handles, because depending on what you're cutting it from, you might need to back them up. If you're cutting your handles from really strong card and you're not putting anything hugely heavy in your bag, you might not need to cut 2 pairs. But if you do, I've arranged them like this, and I'm going to attach them, because then we're going to slot trim pieces inside them. And I don't do that to start with, just because it can make life a little bit difficult for setting scores and everything. So I put it like this separately, and then this is how you would put them together. I'm just going to zoom in. There we go. So I'll turn these round. I mean, you can put in whatever you want to put into this space that will fit. I'm just showing you what I would do. They can go quite close together. This one, have a look. I think we'll turn that round. This is the back of the bow. No, it's not. It's the middle section of the bow, I think. Put that there like that. Turn that one round. This is obviously if you're cutting all this out of the same colour as it's been set up. You might be cutting yours from different things. But if you are, just send that to the back. This is one suggestion for a layout which is a little bit more economical than how Design Space will send it. Design Space will send it with this as an empty space, and you don't want that. Okay, so that's the tag. Will that fit in there? If I move that just over a fraction, it will do. Yeah, we'll move that higher up. And then it'll give us a bit more space for that. Lovely. So then I'd select all that and I'd attach it again so that when you send it to print, Design Space doesn't move it around. For these two pieces, which are the trim for the bottom of the bag, let's just zoom in there. Yeah, put them together so they're just not quite touching. Oops, attach those. Where is it? There. That is also the same colour. That can go in there. And so is that. Oh, now then, look at that. Must not have attached that piece. Yeah, there we go. There's a little score on there as well. I thought I'd attached that. I must have missed it. And I'd pop that in there as well. And then I would attach all that. Okay. Nothing else has scores that need attaching. All right, so let's see what happens when we click Make It. And we'll just go through how you're going to deal with this. So, all the gold trim fits on 1A4. This is the pocket liner that will also cut from A4. Where are we? That's weird. I thought I'd attach that. Let's go back. Did I not attach that one? I did. Did I not attach those? No. Foolish woman. There we go. We'll try again. Okay, so A4 for the gold trim. A4 for the pocket liner. That goes on the inside of your bag, so you can cut that from any colour you want. These are the handles with the pieces moved around to make use of the space inside. Now then, I know that this piece, and if we're just going to go back again. If you look at this, you can see the width is 204 millimeters. That means we've got 6 millimeters to play with on an A4. Now, I know that's tight, but when you hit Make It, you will see that you can't choose A4, but you can choose 12 by 12 on a standard mat. So tell it that that's what you're sending, but position an A4 on your mat just about 3 millimeters away from the left-hand grid on your mat, that very left hand line right by the cutting margin. Just move it over a tiny bit. They will cut from A4. So will that one, but you can probably choose A4 for that one. Let's see. Yeah, we can choose A4 for that one, so that's no trouble. They're set to 12 by 12, but use A4. This goes on a 12 by 12, and obviously the bag front and back definitely goes on a 12 by 12. They're large pieces. That is just a tiny piece for underneath the very bottom of the bag. I would cut it from the same as the walls, but if you don't want to waste a large piece of paper, cut it from any scrap you've got. So I hope that helps. You can, of course, reduce this bag down if you want to make a cuter, smaller version. If you've got any questions, don't hesitate to come back to me on Etsy or Facebook. I'm always happy to help. And if you've just stumbled across this video on YouTube and you'd like to buy the SVG, the link to purchase is in the description below. Thanks a lot. Bye.